Okay. So yeah, so we were talking about client-side discovery. Now we will go for the server-side discovery. So server-side discovery is basically client make request to a service via a load balancer, and then your the server will make sure that or service registry will make sure that it will give you the client the service whatever you are looking. And there are examples like AWS Elastic Load Balancer, Nginx. These are example of server-side discovery, and you will understand them once we go with the practical example. But high level, I can show you here. If yeah, this is server-side discovery. Where here, when we are talking about client-side discovery, what was happening? The client is aware with the registry aware, so he is directly calling here. But here, what is happening? Server, this particular service client is calling to load balancer or router, and then the service registry is fetching the client and giving it back. So that's the difference between server side and client side. Okay, now we will talk about service registry. So service registry, when I say service registry, I am talking about Eureka now, because service registry is basically a principle or a design pattern, and then Eureka is the implementation from Netflix. Okay, so what happens? Service registry is a you can say phone book where we maintain the phone. Similarly, for maintaining all the services, what do you say, inventory, you require a service registry. So you understand such a way that in any cloud platform or any microservices, whatever services is being built, they will be registered into some service registry, and that service registry maintain all the network location of each service, how many instance of the service is running, and what is the whether service is up or down. All of these things are maintained into the service registry. Eureka service registry we are building, but the similarly, like AWS, Kubernetes, they have their own service registry to inbuilt into their system. So if you will use AWS, you don't need to build the service registry; they will be built by default. So, so that is the high level the service registry. And I'll give you here just one example. Yeah, you can see here. Let's say you have service A and service B. I directly edit here, so you service A or B might confuse you. You say you have order service and you have, let's say, shipping service. You can see my screen, right? Please type your question if you have. If I am the service client, like let's say I have another service called order shipping and payment service. Payment service, right? I can see some background noise. If someone is not speaking, please put on mute. Okay. So you can see if payment service want to talk to order service and shipping service, the challenge is these IP address. This is running on 199 and this is running 200 IP address. They may change in the cloud environment. So payment service should not directly talk to the order service and shipping service. Instead of that, what should happen ideally? We should remove all these links, and then these services, order service and shipping service, they should register themselves to the service registry. So all the services will be registered here in the service registry, and the payment service, whenever required, the order service or shipping service, it will talk to service registry with client side discovery or the server side discovery, and it will find the required service. So that is the way we use the service registry. And this service registry is nothing but you can say Eureka. And Eureka is from Netflix. Okay. So that is service registry implementation by Netflix. Okay. I hope this is clear so that I can move the actual demo, uh, and you will see the actual thing running in the demo. But before it, some theory need to be little clear. Then only you will able to get it. Please say yes or no. So Okay, thanks Prashant. Thanks Santosh. Okay, so I think this is clear. Now let's go back and then we will start the demo. And then, even the service registry, we have two options. You can register yourself to the service registry. So this order service, shipping service, they can register to directly service registry. Or like, there is one registrar who can register, like third party registrar who will register the service registry. There are two ways. We will talk about like the self registration now. So no worries. And now we will go for the demo. We will go first, we will create a Eureka server, which is like, our service registry. Okay. And we will say Eureka, right? And then we will create a Eureka client called order service, which will register themselves to this particular service registry. Okay. So let's go for the demo, and then I just mentioned like, what is the upcoming demo, and then thank you page. So let's go and jump directly to the demo. Okay. I will open IntelliJ, and I will advise you if you want. Oh, sorry, somebody is asking question. Yeah, which one to choose, client side discovery or service side discovery? Okay, so basically, in general, the client side discovery is good, but if you go into the AWS and type of platform, they are having different options, and it's not about good or bad. Basically, type of requirement we need to, like, if you have like net, I mean, there are so many applications, I mean, so many microservices. Then if you will do the client side discovery, then what will happen? You need to make this change to all the services, like let's say 50 service, then you need to make all the changes into 50 services. So instead of that, you can build your mesh or network and use the server side discovery, which will automatically find those services. So if you are having option of server side discovery, choose that. But if not, then client side discovery is good if your project is like, medium or a small project, and then depend on the use case, but both options are available. Yeah, you will see some use case like, more like as of now I will show you client side of the discovery and service registry, and then I will show you server side discovery, and then we'll see like, what kind of application, and then choose wisely. But yeah. Okay, so first we will build the Eureka service registry. As of now, for this webinar, I just created this service registry, and then I will show you quickly, like, how to build that and how to run that. But in the assignment, what I want from you after this webinar, you go back. I will give you a sheet where all the instructions. You go back, you create service registry, you create one Eureka client. I will ask you to create one to-do application, and then you write that and submit to me, and then the same application we will take it further in next webinar, where we will be adding a lot of feature. We will deploy the same services into AWS and then other provider, as well as we will be enhancing those services into different REST endpoint. So I will give you those instructions. So for the demo, just watch it, and that's why I'm recording. So later on also you can watch it if something you missed it. Okay. So what will happen? First, you will go to the starter Spring Initializer. I will give you how to choose that. You will create a Maven project, and I given the project name as a Eureka server because I'm just building a Eureka registry in my local, and you can also do the same. Then what will happen? I'm using Java 1.8 here, and there are few dependencies you require. One is this one Netflix Eureka server, which is coming part of Spring Framework Cloud, and this particular dependency is required to make your project or make your application as a Eureka registry. Okay, so this dependency is required, and then other dependencies are optional. You don't need anything basically. It's just like an actuator I was trying to enable. But this is one kind of important dependency which you will require. Okay, once you do that, your POM file is done. Now we'll go to the source folder, and you will create one Eureka server Spring Boot application. And I believe you know how to create the sample Spring Boot application. Even if you don't know, you know the basic Java. you will write this kind of program, Eureka server application, and write a public static void main method. And here you will initialize that. So that is basic Spring Boot application, where the Spring Boot application will start with this annotation. So this is a simple Spring Boot application. But now you see there is one more annotation called enable Eureka server, which will make sure that your application become Eureka server registry. And that will internally, and this annotation will be resolved dependency once you will have this dependency, Spring Cloud Starter Netflix Eureka server. Then only you will see this annotation is working. Otherwise, it will not work. So make sure you have that dependency. And then that's it. This will create the basic Eureka registry. We will do more enhancement into this, but this is just to start. And then in the resources, either you create a YAML file or you create a property file. And then what you will do, you will say Eureka client register with Eureka false. What it means, I am creating a Eureka server, but I am not registering myself to the same server. But you can do that if I make them true. And then fetch registry, which I am not using right now. I'm saying server port 8761. You can choose any port. If you don't give, it will take the default port, I think 8080. And then management security enabled false true. You can, if you want to use the JMX console or management console, that is even optional. You don't need to worry. So now let's say we will start this application. It's a plain simple, only one this particular Java application, the Java code, and then one this is important, server port. And now I will start. You can use Eclipse, you can use IntelliJ. It's up to you. And then I'm saying starting as a Java application. You can do directly here, like run as if you are using run Eureka server main. You can do this. So if I am doing that, now you will see what will happen. So it will take few seconds to start, and you see your application is started. Eureka server on Tomcat started on 8761. And we will talk why it is Tomcat, why not Jetty and other server. Default it opens in the Tomcat. Okay. And this is the port. So now if I go here and go in the browser, and if I say, I opened it here that time, localhost 8761, because localhost is your local machine and 8761 is the port. And you see this is Spring Eureka service registry, which is not having instances. So currently instances currently registered with Eureka, no instance available, means there is no service which is available into the service registry. And this service registry is running on this particular port. And this is the URL of my service registry. If some other one want to use it, this is the URL I will give, and high level all the details about that service registry. So let's say I go back again into the same application and I change one property. And please let me know if I'm going a little fast. But I'm just changing one property which we talked. I say register with Eureka true. So that means what will happen? It will register itself. And I haven't given any application name. So that's why it will say unknown application name, but that is fine to now. Now I will say rerun. So instead of false, I made it true. Basically this particular property. Now I restarted the application and you will see registry discovery client, and this is the service which is registered with the service registry. So now you see if I refresh this, now there is one unknown application called this one registered here. So basically I'm registering my service registry itself as a application. I did not given any application name, that's why it's showing unknown. We can give that application name in the property file and show that. But don't worry, we will register another older application, so that will show the proper name. So that's why I'm not worried right now. So that is clear how to start your Eureka service registry. Now we will go the Eureka client. So Eureka client is basically a client which will be registering itself to the service registry. So we saw the diagram, right? So you can again go back to the diagram and you see this is the thing we build now. This is the Eureka server which we build now. And now I will build one of the service called order service. Now this order service will register to this particular Eureka service registry, and then service registry will show this order service. So now user will come, this payment service, let's say is a client, it will come directly to the service registry, and then he will find order services there because that will be registered here. So in this week webinar, what we are going to do, we are going to register one service registry. We are creating one service registry. We are, registering one order service to the service registry. In the next week, I mean webinar, what we will do, we will call this payment service. Call payment service will call to the order service via service registry and via gateway, but that is the next thing because we can't cover in these duration. Okay, so let me go quickly to the Eureka client. Again, you go to the Spring initializer or Spring project. I hope you are with me, and if any question, please ask. I'll stop here for a few seconds before I move further. Please type yes, no, whatever thing, so that we go next thing accordingly. Okay, thanks, Hira. Okay, so thanks, Santosh. Okay, so now let's go to the form file, which is our starter, the same Spring initializer. We will go and we will create order service, which is this one. I given this name. I'm again using Java 8, and here the important dependency is this one. There we dependency was Eureka server. Here the dependency is Eureka client. This is the one of the important dependency. Other things are optional if you require to use it. And then we require one class, the Java class, the same way order application. Here, instead of that annotation, I said enable Eureka client. So what it will do, it will make this particular service to the client of service registry basically. And in the resources, if you see, I given the application name as order service. So now this service will register with this name. And here one more important property, which is this one. It will say where I need to register. So I know in localhost 8761 Eureka, our service registry is working. And we saw this URL here, right? If I go back here, 8761 Eureka. So you can register here your replica on this particular URL. So if I go this URL, then this particular service will come here. So that's why I given this particular URL there in my client, right? And IP address and all, I just said no. So this is the required thing. Now this will create the my order application. Also, I created one controller. This is not in fact anything, but this controller is just like, we will be, I am giving you in the assignment so that you will be creating one controller where you will say get order or create order or something like that, so that I can access those endpoints whenever whether my application is running or not. So just to test that. Now I will run this Eureka order service. So order application I started now, and let's say start. And you will see here where this is getting registered with one. So you see discovery client order service, registration is status, and it is Tomcat started on 8080. So if you want to access the order application individually, you can go 8080 and you can see. So let's say I go to 8080 localhost 8080. I can see the order service is available here, right? But I don't want to access, or I won't allow user to access this. I want user to allow my service through a service registry. So if I go to service registry, now you see one. If I refresh this, you will see the two service. One is order service, one is unknown. And order service, I am having one instance, and it is with this particular port, it is running with order service. Even user can come from this service. This is like service registry port. This 192, 168, 130. This is service registry port. I said prefer IP address. I can give the name also of this, so that instead of this, it can give some name. And then I say click on this. You see here, okay, this actual endpoint is not there. you again will see here your order service is available. So it is working with localhost also, but it is working with service registry URL also, because this is service registry URL. Okay, so that's pretty much, I mean, that's how you will start your service registry. And even in AWS, even in any framework, that's how the services get registered, and they maintain their IP address, their instance, their availability zone, everything with the name. And then the gateway comes to this service registry, and they make it like, available. Oh, sorry, my video was off. Okay, so that's high level understanding of the service registry. Now tell me if you understood, so then I can talk about the assignment and other part of the thing. Santosh is saying yes, he got. Prashant, Ira, yes. Okay, cool. Fine, then I'll go. The first, let's check in presentation, something is pending. And then, I'm just quickly telling you what is coming in the next to like, fine tune whatever demo. This was like very beginning for you. And then how it will interact further. So what will happen now? We saw Eureka client and server is ready. Now we will calling Eureka client using API gateway. So build our API gateway, and then we will adding security using JWT auth. Then we will understand AWS core services, how we will deploy there, and then adding Kafka topic. And there are so many things into that. And also, I request you, please, if you have more questions or anything in general, and be interactive in the group. We have this Facebook private group and public group also, and our Telegram. But I will suggest you go at least in the Facebook group, because that is where I will want the discussion happen. Telegram is just like, quick discussion I want to maintain. The actual discussion will happen in Facebook group. Please join that if you haven't done that. Otherwise, you can find this group information again either from our website, like Please Walk. You can go to directly thank you page here, and you see which group join Facebook, or like, other way you can drop email also, that is fine. That is quick one. Now let's go back to our assignment, so that I want to track these assignment, because then only it will make sense to you. And if you are not able to attend sometime, that is fine. I will drop this video somewhere and you can check it. And just you will understand that it's just like, beginning. I'm having a lot of other plans. If you will talk to me like, one on one, probably that will be nice. You can set up me a call, and I will give you the call and talk instead of other than webinar, because that will give you me some idea what kind of things you need, and I can give you more output around that. Okay, so let's talk about assignment. So this week assignment is what we are looking: building and registering our to-do list API project into the Eureka service registry. So our aim is like, we will build our to-do list API project. So what is to-do list? Your daily to-do task or your to-do list. We will be building the API around them. And the first thing, we want to build this using microservices. But before going into the domain of the microservices, we want to understand the Eureka and all of that. So that's why in this week, what will happen? You need to create two projects, and how you will create the project. So I given the instruction, you will go to this website, even if you are new. And this is like, if you are .NET or some other developer, then there will be some other framework. But this is just like, I taken the example of Spring Initializer. So I will advise you use Maven project. You can use Gradle also if you are comfortable, and you can use any language like Java, Kotlin, Groovy, but Java we are talking. And then Spring Boot version, I'm saying 2.5, the default one. You can give these names as per our to-do project, and build a jar file and use Java 8 or 11, and then add your dependency, whatever dependency. So you say Eureka, right? So you need Eureka server and you need Eureka client in two different projects, right? So add this and then generate that project and import that project in Eclipse, and you are good to start with your project. let me know if you have any question about building this first level project. If you have, please post your query into our Facebook group, private group, and then what will happen? I will answer those queries. If you require some more kind of input, or you require to shoot me some quick video around that, I will do that. But what will happen once you create this one project? So project one is like create a service registry. What I told you in this webinar, you create a service registry using these steps. The first project using Maven, and then second project, you will not do what I did for order service, but you will do a to-do list. The project name will be to-do list, and here you will be writing one controller with these four methods: to-do list, get, post, and delete, and put, and then publish these four REST endpoints. And then also each return type of the method is some sample string. Okay, you are inside the get method right now. Don't worry about the business logic. I'm just building some template around that. Okay, and once you do these two projects created, make sure this first project is Eureka server and the second one is Eureka client, and then you test whatever we test, local host 8080 and or maybe 8761, whatever port you are running. You check both the project is available in the service registry, and then it's done. Then you commit the code. If you have already GitHub account, you can do that. If you don't have the GitHub, you write email to me on admin@techieswork.com, and you post it like I have completed the assignment. I will check that if something I can give you. Okay, and then that's it. If you have, I will share this particular assignment to you over email. So please check that. And if you have, and try to join this private group so that we can talk there more, whatever questions you have. So I think that's pretty much I wanted to cover for today. And yeah, I hope this assignment is clear to you, at least the beginning. Please type that if you have a question, or say yes or no if you understood it. And whoever joined late also, I see Anand, that is fine. I will put the recording into some place, and then you can watch it even later, what you need to do with the assignment and what we discussed. So yeah.
Okay, fine.
So yeah, thanks Anand. Okay, and so that's it for today. And I will sort this issue, we need to extend 2 times. So this issue we will solve that maybe next week, and hope I add some add some value in your the microservices understanding. We'll build a lot of things around that. So thank you for your time, and it was good. And Prashant is saying he's not familiar with .NET developer. Okay, Prashant, what I will do, I was not aware that that's why I didn't took vote earlier, what the kind of developer is joining. So I assumed, and I will try to fill you in for .NET resources, and we'll make sure that the concept will same, but only few things will change. So in .NET world, how you will do, and what are the frameworks you can use. I will try to come back to you. Yeah. Thanks, Prashant. Okay, then I think we have last 7 minutes. If more question, it's open to everyone. Where you will share this presentation. Okay, I will try to share everything in our private Facebook group, and then we'll see if Telegram or any all other places. And also we'll see, it's just beginning. There are so much to share, but yeah, it's just beginning. But yeah, this assignment completion is kind of compulsory. Then only you will understand the next session, because then you will be hands-on and you will understanding what exactly we are doing. Mostly I have every week. Last week actually I was traveling, and 1 week I was not well. Even today my throat is not fully covered, but otherwise I will plan every week. And sometime I will change the session. One time maybe microservice, sometime I maybe go machine learning or some cloud AWS core services, because my plan is I will be stitching all these things together. No session will be irrelevant to you, because everything will be coming into one application and then multiple projects basically. And if somebody is interested to writing for us, or like paid type of job in writing, content writing, or like you need some kind of job in Java world or some other thing, there also I'm thinking to help the people so that our community, whatever help we require, we get, and we are able to like give the support to each other. So that's the plan. So, and the initial 100 members, I'm thinking to like give lot of values, and then we have some other tie up with the other machine learning things also. But yeah, that we'll see how it goes, because that project we will be deploying in Norway, and then see how. Cool. That's pretty much, I think, from my side. If last minute, if any question, yeah. And if somebody want to introduce or anything to say, please say it. It's just like free kind of session. No need to worry. And it was really nice talking to you. It becomes more good when I see the live conversation, because otherwise it looks like I'm talking to machine and one day. So I want to make it more interactive. Thanks, Santosh. Thanks, Ira, for your nice feedback. And please encourage others also in the Facebook group, because many people, because we are new, we are a small community right now, only 43 people. So we are, and all mostly people not joined even on the Facebook. So I want everyone just to start adding few things into the Facebook group so that people are encouraged to join the session. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I will share that link in email. I will send that email. Give me some time. Yeah. Oh, that you are looking for that Facebook group link, uh, Anand? Okay, Facebook group link. I can directly right away can ping you. You can join it. I just started. Maybe only few members joined there. Yeah. Yes, yes. Ira, my plan is like all these services, whatever we are building, we will deploy it at least in 3 cloud, and even more if you request. So one is like we will deploy in AWS, then another we will deploy in Azure, then OpenShift, or maybe we can go for the Google Cloud. So one service we will be deploying in all these different clouds, and you will be able to understand it like very well, that how to deploy and everything. So, but yeah, just give me some time. And what I'm looking, because weekly session in 1 hour probably many things we will not able to cover. So I'm just trying to record these sequence also, and then people go back and check those video, and then I come back, and we will directly take the questions and what is the doubts. So that is also I'm planning. But yeah, I also have some resource and time crunch. So give me some time. We will fix everything. But yeah, you will get all of these, whatever you are asking. Fine, then I think we are good for today. And thank you. Have a good night, and see you then next week. Yeah, thank you.